Hello students, welcome back to Science Capsule, a perfect self-learning tool. In today's episode, we are going to see a new chapter, that is carbon and its compounds, one of the most important and very interesting chapter. So let us start this episode. So let us start our session with the bonding in carbon. So here, when we talk about bonding in carbon, we have seen in the last episode in metals and non-metals that when a metal reacts with the non-metal, then a transfer of electrons will take place. We call it as the electrovalent bond or ionic bond, which we have discussed in detail, isn't it? If you have not watched that video, then you will find those videos in the I button, and I'll also provide in the description. Then you can watch all those videos so that you will understand how a metal reacts with a non-metal. So this episode we are going to extend our studies where we will see about bonding in carbon. As far as the bonding in carbon is concerned, it's very important to understand. If you understand the bonding in carbon, then it will be very easy to understand rest of the topics that are there in this chapter, carbon and its compounds. So before going to see this, let us draw the electronic configuration of carbon. We know that the atomic number of carbon is here, atomic number of carbon is 6. So when we draw electronic configuration here, this is nucleus, neutron and proton resides within the nucleus. The first shell will have 2 electrons and the second shell will have 4 electrons. This we know, right? In case of bonding in metals and non-metals, we have seen all the metals have the tendency to lose electrons and get a stable configuration, whereas non-metals gain the electrons which are lost by metals and get itself a stable configuration, and in this way bond is formed. We call it as ionic bond. In case of carbon, you see 4 electrons are there in the outermost shell, and we have also studied that an element can lose maximum of 3 electrons. It's not possible for an element to lose or gain more than 3 electrons. Why? Because let us understand by taking as an example of carbon, then you will understand why an element cannot lose more than 3 electrons or why an element cannot gain more than 3 electrons. See here, if its carbon loses 4 electrons, then we know that it should form by losing 1 electron, it forms 1 positive charge. So by losing 4 electrons means it should form 4 plus, see, 4 plus ion, which is not possible. Why? Because number of protons over here would be 6 only, because the number of protons remains the same in the atomic number of carbon is 6, so the proton number would be 6. By losing 4 electrons, which means after losing 4 electrons, what happens? The entire shell, the outermost shell, that is L shell, will be removed and the innermost shell will have stable configuration. This is the meaning of removing 4 electrons. And here number of electrons would be only 2. Now here removing 4 electrons is very difficult, because a large amount of energy is required to remove all the 4 electrons from any of the element. Here in case of carbon, to remove 1 electron, some amount of energy is required. To remove second electron, some more amount of energy is required. To remove third electron, further more amount of energy is required, and to remove fourth electron is extremely difficult to provide that much of energy. So it's impossible for carbon to lose all the 4 electrons of its outermost shell and form C4 plus. So it's not possible for carbon to get itself stable by losing 4 electrons. So it's obvious that carbon cannot form C4 plus to get itself stable. Now suppose an instance, if carbon gains 4 electrons, then the outermost shell will get 8 electrons, the octet will get complete, and the element can be said to be a stable element. So if it gains 4 electrons, then what will happen here? C4 minus. Now in this case, proton number remains same, that is 6. By gaining 4 electrons, already here 6 electrons are there. By gaining 4 electrons, carbon will have 10 electrons. See here, the nucleus is very small with the 6 protons. It's impossible for small nucleus which is having 6 protons to hold 6 more electrons, right? So here only 6 protons. It's impossible or it's too difficult for carbon to hold 10 electrons with the smaller nucleus. So it's difficult for carbon to gain 4 electrons to form C4 minus and get itself a stable configuration. So there is a big difficulty for carbon atom to get a stable configuration by either losing or gaining of electrons, and this difficulty is overcome by another way of getting itself a stable configuration. We call it as the sharing. So instead of losing or gaining of electrons, what the carbon does is it shares electron with the other atoms of carbon or other elements to get itself a stable configuration. And dear students, you should know not only carbon, there are other species exist. They form stable configuration by sharing of electrons. So in this episode, let us understand some of the familiar examples how the elements get a stable configuration by sharing of electrons. The simplest molecule formed by sharing of electron, what we are going to discuss is hydrogen molecule. Dear students, in the previous chapter, we have learned how ionic bonds are formed, which we have visualized in terms of electron dot structure. Similarly, here also, the sharing of electrons can be visualized in terms of electron dot structure. So let us understand by taking some of the examples. In the first case, I am going to show you hydrogen molecule. When two hydrogen atoms combine, then hydrogen molecule will be formed. How hydrogen molecule gets a stable configuration by sharing of electrons. We know that the atomic number of hydrogen is 1 and it has got 1 electron in its outermost shell. So that electron we can mention as a dot. In order to get the hydrogen stable, it needs 1 electron, right? So what it does, it accepts 1 electron or it shares 1 electron with the other similar atom. Similar atom means a hydrogen. So that can also be done. Here we draw hydrogen, 1 more electron. Here how to do the sharing process you see here. Now in this way I can share. Now you see, for this hydrogen, if I hide this hydrogen, then what happens for this hydrogen? It has got 2 electrons. So this hydrogen has got a stable configuration. And on the other hand, if you hide this hydrogen, for this hydrogen atom, it has got 2 electrons. So in this way, both the hydrogen atoms are stable and they got stable due to the fact that they shared electrons. And during this process, for each sharing, 1 electron would be compensated. So one electron will be added. So here one sharing is done. Within a share you can find 2 electrons, and these 2 electrons are common for both the hydrogen atoms, and it can further be visualized as hydrogen, and here a line we can draw. So this we call it as bond. And the bond is formed by sharing of electrons. The bond formed by sharing of electrons between 2 species is what we call covalent bond. And the molecule so formed is called covalent molecule. Here hydrogen molecule is formed, so the bond is a covalent bond, and the molecule so formed we call it as covalent molecule. Got it? And in its molecular formula we can write it as H2. So this way we can understand the covalent or sharing of electrons between the 2 species. Let us take another example so that you will understand in a better way. I'll take here oxygen, diatomic oxygen. It is a diatomic hydrogen and it is diatomic oxygen. So here oxygen, we know that atomic number of oxygen is 8. So its electronic configuration would be 2, 8. So here 2, 6, which means outermost shell has got 6 electrons. So in the electron dot structure, what we have to do is here 2 electrons, here 2 electrons, and here 2 electrons. For each oxygen atom to get stable, it needs 2 electrons, right? So what we have to do here, I am drawing the electron dot structure of another oxygen atom. Here also, here just you mention dot. So here we have 6 electrons altogether. In the above case, we have seen each share will compensate 1 electron. So here each oxygen atom needs 2 electrons, so 2 sharing should be done. So in the first sharing you can do like this, in the second sharing like this you can do. Dear students, in your textbook the sharing process is done in a different way, which is little bit difficult, so I felt that this would be the easiest one, so you can follow this way of sharing electrons, and the corresponding structure can be written as here oxygen, here 2 sharing, and hydrogen, and the electrons you can mention, and you can also leave it as such. No, sorry, here the structure would be O, right? So here oxygen we have to write, so 4 electrons not participated in. So altogether you can see here for this oxygen atom 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 electrons, for this oxygen 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 electrons. So both the oxygen atoms got balanced, and this way we can write it as, you can see here very well, between 2 oxygen atoms we can find 2 sharings. 2 sharing means 2 covalent bonds, right? So here we call it as a double covalent bond or a double bond. Simply we can write it as a double bond, and the structure can further be extended as O2. See here, hydrogen molecule, diatomic hydrogen molecule is written as a H2, and the diatomic oxygen molecule is written as a O2, but between 2 atoms of hydrogen there exists one single covalent bond, or we call it as single bond, and between 2 oxygen atoms it's very clear that 2 covalent bonds are there, so we call it as a double bond or double covalent bond. So irrespective of the structure, if you draw the structure, then you will come to know that what type of bond is there between the 2 species. So here in case of hydrogen we find single bond, in case of oxygen we find a double bond. Now for as a practice question I give you nitrogen. Try to find out the structure. Likewise we know that the atomic number of nitrogen is 7, so the outermost shell will have 5 electrons. So let me know this answer in the comment section. Still, if you find it difficult to draw the structure of nitrogen, then you can also mention it in the comment section, so that I'll provide the answer for this question. So this is all about the simplest molecule, how sharing of electrons takes place, or how the covalent bond is formed between the species. Now the time has come to understand how bonding take place, or how sharing of electrons take place in case of carbon. Let us understand. So here, in order to understand the sharing of electrons, let me take a simple example of a molecule called methane. So dear students, you should know that the molecular formula of methane is CH4. So in order to draw the structure of methane, CH4, first we have to write carbon. We know the valency of carbon is 4. So here 4 electrons. Now you see, in order to get a stable configuration, carbon makes bond with 4 other elements, whether it may be carbon or it can make bond with some other species, for example hydrogen. So here in this case hydrogen has been taken, and in the previous case we have seen a hydrogen, each hydrogen atom needs 1 electron for its stable configuration. So here each hydrogen atom, 1 hydrogen atom I have drawn here, and here 1 more hydrogen, here 3rd hydrogen, and here 4th hydrogen. And having the idea of each sharing will compensate 1 electron, so it needs 4 electrons for its stable configuration. So it needs to form sharing. 4 sharings need to be done. So here 4 sharings are done with 4 different hydrogen atoms. So here this would be the first sharing, this would be the second sharing, here the third one, and this is the last one. Now if you see each hydrogen atom, for this hydrogen atom you hide all those things, then you will get 2 electrons. So this hydrogen got balanced. For this hydrogen 2 electrons got balanced. For this hydrogen you see 2 hydrogen. For this hydrogen 2. So each hydrogen in CH4 has got a balanced configuration. If you see carbon, in order to see that, you remove all the hydrogen atom, then you see in each sharing you will see 2 electrons. So altogether 4 sharings are there. So 8 electrons it has got. So here in this structure you can see as well that both carbon and all the hydrogen atoms got a stable configuration. So here the stable configuration is achieved by sharing of electrons. This way of combining with other element by sharing of electrons is what we call covalent bond. And here methane, a compound is formed. This compound is called covalent compound since it is formed by covalent bond, that is the sharing of electrons. And here you see 4 covalent bonds. You can see 4 single bonds. Between each carbon and hydrogen you will find one covalent bond, that is a single bond. So this can be extended as the structure can be written as CH. In the later section we will see all these. So a line indicates one sharing. We call it as a bond, simply we call it as a covalent bond. So lot more things we will discuss in the coming section. So for now you just understand that how a molecule or how a compound is formed by sharing of electrons. So we have seen this portion in a simple way, and this is little bit more sharing process. Here each carbon shares with 4 different hydrogen atoms, and also the carbon can share the electrons with other carbon atoms too, which we will see in the next section. So as far as bonding in carbon atom is concerned, it is covalent bond which is formed by sharing of electrons. So I hope you found this video useful and you understood how covalent bond is formed between the species and the covalent, what is covalent molecule and what is covalent compound. So with this, let me conclude this video. If you found this video useful, hit the like button and share as much as possible. See you all on another day. We will extend the versatile nature of carbon. Till then, take good care of yourself. Bye bye.